Hello everyone, I am Derek. I play Derek Knight on It's Never Cloudy in Colorado.
I'm Kyle, and I play Richard. And this is our audio commentary for episode 2, The Gang Gets Jobs.
Yes.
These people are so insensitive. They think they can joke about whoever.
Not the original intention for the episode. Tell us about the original intention for the episode.
I think for the most part it was going to be pretty much the same, except both Richard and Cam were going to wind up with jobs at Baskin Robbins.
Derek.
Derek is not gay.
Dude, it is
Yeah.
so obvious.
Am I missing
You'll never be
something?
able to prove that he isn't gay.
No, I just figured you'd talk more about that.
Well, we had initially decided to try and do it at Baskin Robbins because the two of us were working there, and we figured we could sneak a camera in there and film a scene where we were both working together. But I think during the process of this, we both wound up not working at Baskin Robbins, and then I went back to Baskin Robbins, but Dalton didn't work there, so we decided to just go for something else. That's where we came up with the idea to put them both in the Parks Department.
Yep, and there you have the classic return of the being erected line, straight from the first episode. It's always good to have ongoing callbacks. Make sure you pay attention to if they're saying the Lord's name in vain when he's next in this show.
Do you remember what writing this was like?
Yeah, so I didn't write this episode. Kyle wrote this episode, and then, well, originally, it took place at Baskin Robbins. So when we went back and rewrote it, it was a pretty simple fix. All we did was change the fight scene with Richard and Cam, and added in some Baskin Robbins jokes earlier in the episode because Richard doesn't wind up getting a job there, unlike what he was supposed to do. The only thing that I had a problem with was that it was too short. The episode was like incredibly short, so
I think we both felt it was kind of empty too. We felt like it needed more. I remember when we had finished the script initially, neither of us were very excited to make this episode because it just didn't feel like it had enough in it.
right. So then one night at 3 in the morning, because that's when it always is, we had the brilliant idea that we need something to fill time, and so we needed the video resumes, and then that's where the video resumes came from, and so from there we spent a lot of time working on those, and I think it turned out quite nicely.
Do you remember where the idea of the video resumes even came from? How did we come up with that? I don't remember.
I think I wanted another chance to do a video like Charlie's his Kitten Mittens video. I wanted another opportunity to do something like that, and so I think that's where the idea came from, was that we wanted Derek to have something more Charlie-like to do in the episode, because he really isn't anything like Charlie. And so then we put in his thing, we wanted to do his thing, and so from there we decided we'd do all the characters, we get their own, so that it makes a little more sense.
Yeah, I remember writing that night. We rolled out a swivel chair from our dad's office so that we could act it as we wrote it. And it was just one of the two of us would throw out a line and we'd act it. And I think really for the most part everything we came up with made it in. I think there were a few lines in mine that I missed because the way we did it, we had to do these all in one take so that we could post them as a full video resume, unedited, separately. And in that, it's just, I have like a page of dialogue to get through, and there's no interruptions. Like with Dalton's, it's a lot of back and forth, but with mine, it was just, I had to go start to finish, and I think there were a few lines that I may have missed on, but aside from some awkward pauses, I think it came out well.
Yeah, I think it turned out well. And I made sure to put this recording thing over the screen so that, it wasn't an abrupt cut. I think these come off pretty well the way these are worked into the episodes, and I like the way they work here better than I like watching the actual full uncut video resumes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I enjoyed these a little more.
I definitely remember after that night where we wrote these, it was like,
Could not wait to get these filmed.
yeah, all we wanted to do was film this episode and get these filmed because we just thought they were hilarious.
Because I'm not the biggest fan of episode 1, but I really enjoyed episode 2. Although you'll notice the video playing on the TV right there, that badass from Cam, that is not the actual badass that is in his video resume on the channel. You can see his full uncut video resume on the channel, but we filmed his video resume twice, and his second one is the one that wound up being posted. His first one was the one we used for that clip there.
Office? Need your papers? I'm your guy.
We have, my classic video here with the King Kong vs. Godzilla interruption.
The Gabber shirt that everyone loves.
Yes.
I've seen so many comments about that.
Oh, what was that? Oh, keep your eye on that.
Yeah, he's a robot. But I'm not. I'm just me.
The good thing about mine was that I didn't have to memorize a monologue. I could utilize jump cuts.
Because for some reason, Derek Knight is the only one of the three of us that knows how to edit.
His very basic editing skills that don't make a whole lot of sense.
Do you think they'd have an opening for both of us, though?
At the mall?
Yeah.
Yeah, they probably have a couple job openings.
I think throughout the full episode, you can see the Riddler mask that Cam wears in episode 1 stuffed in between their two beds. You can't see it in this shot, but you could see it. There it is. Never mind, you can see it in this shot.
We can go to that hot dog place. It's a whole bunch of
Just because we were too lazy to clean the basement.
No, it's an Easter egg. It was deliberate.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Exactly.
Do you remember how long between episode 1 it was before we filmed this one?
I think it was a few months.
diamond.
And then we filmed this episode practically within the course of 2 days.
I would say we filmed about 90% of this in one day, and I think it was the very, very last scene where Cam's got the black eye. That's the only one that we had to film on a separate day.
That sounds right.
It was very exciting for us after that 2-year process of the first episode that we could buckle down and get an entire episode done in about one day. It was thrilling, but then we wait 2 months before we film again, and you lose all the progress that you make by filming so quickly.
Yep.
Going to the movies when I'm out with a girl, sitting right in between us and holding my hand the whole time.
Yeah, dude, she can't hold your hand. She's gross.
You don't even know what...
We got a great Dalton moment coming up, one that he added. His apology to God.
How you apologize for that already?
There it is. He's very proud of that.
This was included because I demanded it be included.
Yes.
The characters yelling over each other. I made a point to make sure we added that because in It's Always Sunny, they're always yelling over each other, and I felt like we were going too much back and forth on the dialogue, and no one was really interrupting anyone, so I was like, nope, we're putting it in, and Derek didn't think it was all that important, but I made sure that we got it.
I really like this shot of him because he doesn't have a mirror, so he's talking into his reflection in the window. But it looks like he's talking to these toys.
I also love that when it pans out, you can see this disgusting cowlick on the back of my head that nobody let me know that I had. Looks like I just woke up.
Be happy, smile, and say, "Hey, can I give you my treat?"
You gotta love the way Dalton moves. What am I sweeping up? What's going on there? Oh no, now I'm doing something else mysterious.
We also never clean after we do shots, so there's the chairs from the video resumes that we just left there.
Yeah, Derek's broom and dustpan are lying in the background. The tripod makes it in.
Yep.
The tripod will show up all over the show.
It's really a reoccurring character that we just don't add into the credits.
I should put it in there one of these days.
What have you done about getting a job?
Quite frankly, I am offended.
Some people might think it's weird that we have all these studio lights on in the basement, but I turn these things on regularly, so it's actually just a part of life. That basement's very dark.
Very dark and very cold, and those help to heat it up. So
That is true.
they're multi-purpose.
Very true.
Well, that's how I got my job.
What? You already got your job?
Yeah, I'm doing the super manly outdoors thing.
Then why'd you ask about the green?
I don't know. It really just came naturally, and it happened, and I said it.
There's another line to watch out for is Cam's "Give 'em my cream" line.
I can't believe we're working together. This is gonna be.
Here's a classic cloudy motif right here, where anytime we film, God thunderclaps us with the most booming wind ever, and it ruins all of our audio. And right now you might think, it's not that bad, but when you see the next episode, there's a specific scene where you'll go, they really shouldn't say his name in vain anymore.
Yeah.
Because he really, he's really determined to destroy all of our outside shots.
This is also, by the way, the oldest stuff that makes it in the episode.
Not only that, I think this is really the oldest thing we have in any episode. This was filmed during the process of the first episode.
Yeah, I wasn't here for this. Kyle and Dalton had the ability to go film this one day, so they took that opportunity while I was at home. And so we filmed this. Yeah, this was filmed 3 years ago.
Yeah.
3 years ago. And we have a continuity error where Cam actually winds up getting punched in the wrong eye right here. So if you notice, everything is reversed. So the sign in the background is like written in Russian because when we went back to put on the makeup, we put it on the wrong eye. So I had to go back and fix it.
It started to float. Time and space froze. I pulled back.
Derek's fedora's hanging in the background on the bunk bed.
Dude, you hit me.
I don't know if that was intentional or not, but it's there.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you.
Hit me, dude.
It doesn't make much sense because that's Cam's bed, and why would Derek hang it on Cam's bed? But I do think this was in the original script, and this really was the only scene I was like excited to film. I thought that it was pretty funny.
This guy so hard today that I knocked him
Just how proud of himself Richard is for punching Cam in the face.
Cover that?
Tell me about it.
Okay, so like.
And it doesn't really get showcased very well, but Dalton applied his own makeup for this scene. And it looked so real, he sent a picture to his girlfriend, and she got very mad because he said that I actually punched him in real life, and she was mad that he would be just so okay with it, but he keeps it covered for most of it in this scene, so you don't really get to see it.
So, almost forgot to tell you. I got the money for your mom.
Oh man, you got $57.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I did.
How did I get the money? Leave your comments down below and let me know your crazy theories. Also, I noticed the fedora in the background changed positions.
Did it? Oh, yep.
It's aliens, guys.
Another fan favorite prop is the handcuffs, for some reason attached to Richard's bed. Has nothing to do with Cloudy, we just never take them down. They were there for a different video that we made, and why not just leave them there, I suppose.
At this point, we kind of have to.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. Okay, it's not pulled back, right? I punched him like straight in the face, and he went down.
So during this next shot, you're gonna see me punch Kyle's hand. Not the first time, the second time I punch his hand. And I really went for it that second time. So our reactions right here are both very real. You can't see Kyle's, but I very much hurt my hand and he very much hurt his.
I didn't very much hurt mine, you very much hurt my hand.
That's true. But that's the second episode of It's Never Cloudy in Colorado. Thanks for watching, guys.